Hey everyone, Slambo here. Hopping on not a thread and not a contest today. This is an idea that was brought to me by some discussion in Rachel the Music Ma'am's live stream. The suggestion was to show all of my Disneyland and Disney records. Well, I got more than just records. I've got books. Here's 101 things you didn't know about Disneyland. I've got some pins. Like this is one of the recent ones. It's even got the Mickey Mouse pin backs. This one is sort of a chronometer, and you can actually move the clock hands to set a specific time, themed after the Disneyland Railroad. You can collect posters, like I've got this poster of the Disneyland Railroads looking at me as I walk in the house every day. But my primary collection for Disney is actually records and CDs. I don't have a whole lot of CDs, but I'm going to start with those. So starting with my most recent acquisition, we've got the soundtrack to Pete's Dragon. This is the 1972, I think it was. 72, yeah. No, 2002 was the CD release. There it is, 76. So off by a couple of years. Pete's Dragon, the original movie soundtrack. Then we've got a compilation called Stay Awake. This one is named in honor or named after the song in Mary Poppins, Stay Awake. This is rock and roll and country artists doing covers of Disney songs from movies and shows. So, for example, we've got Bonnie Raitt and Was Not Was singing Baby Mine. We've got Sun Ra and his orchestra doing Pink Elephants on Parade. We've got Sinead O'Connor singing Someday My Prince Will Come. The Replacements doing Cruella de Vil. Garth Hudson with Feed the Birds. NRBQ with Whistle While You Work. And let's see who else is on here that you might recognize. There's one. Natalie Merchant, Michael Stipe, Mark Bingham, and the Roaches with Little April Shower. So a whole bunch of rock and roll artists doing Disney songs. In movie themes or movie soundtracks on CD, I've also got the soundtrack for Fantasia. This is, of course, the original Fantasia from the mid-60s. So we've got the Chinese dance, the dance of the reed flutes, the Russian dance, the dance of the hours, A Night on Bald Mountain, Ave Maria. This is, of course, the original soundtrack. Then we've also got a newer soundtrack, Monsters, Inc. Scream Factory. This is Scream Factory Favorites featuring Riders in the Sky from Disney Pixar. So this is Riders in the Sky doing a whole bunch of songs from the Monsters, Inc. universe. So we've got Monster ABCs, Monster Inc. March, It's Our Job, Under the Bed, The Perfect Roar, Big High Wire Hop, and a whole lot of other songs inspired by Monsters Inc. on there. Disneyland Records was also released under the Buena Vista Records label, and on that I have an example of the Gumby CD. This is songs by a lot of rock and country artists singing songs about Gumby, who was once a little green slab of clay, and he and his pal Pokey stand on my desk every day. So I get to look at them every day. But on here we've got, it starts off with Dweezil and Moon Unit Zappa recording the In Love With You Gumby. We've got Pokey's Polka by Brave Combo. We've got Flo and Eddie with We Are All Gumby. We've got Sly and Robbie with Gumby We Love You. And Frank Sinatra Jr. sings the original theme song, the Gumby Heart Song. So those are the CDs that I grabbed. The next stack that I've got here is the 7-inch recordings. And these are in no particular order. So Disneyland Records did a whole bunch of records and books. So this is a book with a story, so the child could read along with it. This is on the green Disneyland Records label. This is Lambert the Sheepish Lion. And we've also got Peter and the Wolf. Again, a nice storybook. This one on a light blue Disneyland label. Then we've got excerpts from some of the movies. We've got the Aristocats. This is the song, The Aristocats, on the yellow Disneyland label. This one is Let's see, the Aristocats by the Mike Sammes Singers, S-A-M-M-E-E-S. And then the other side is Thomas O'Malley Cat, sung by Phil Harris. And then also from the same movie, we've got another 7-inch, Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. And on the B side, we've got Scales and Arpeggios on the yellow Disneyland label. Let's see, we've got another storybook and record. This one is The Gingerbread Man. So there's the stories on the green Disneyland label. Got another storybook. This one is the story of Bambi. Some of the pictures inside there. This one, also on the green Disneyland label. Let's see, let's save that one for the end because I have an LP that matches with that one. Let's see, we've got another excerpt from a movie. This is from Bedknobs and Broomsticks. We've got the single of The Beautiful Briny. And on the B side, we've got Portobello Road on the yellow Disneyland label. Get it back in the sleeve there. Then we've got The Orange Bird song. Anita Bryant singing that. And on the B side, we've got Orange Tree from the Walt Disney Studio, it says. Also sung by Anita Bryant. And then we've got a single in a generic sleeve. This is actually an EP, 45 RPM EP, with the Mickey Mouse logo there on the side. This is the Mouska Dances. So on this side we've got Mickey Mouse Mambo, Big Bear Boogie, and the Mouska Tap. And on the other side we've got Pussycat Polka, Humphrey Hop, and the Mouska Dance. So a 45 RPM extra play, it says. So there's 3 songs on each side. So it's kind of a mini album. Let's see, and then we're down to the last 7-inch, which I was going to save because I have an LP that matches up with it that I'm gonna show right away after this. This is the single "Goin' Quackers" by Willie-O and Philly-O, or performed by Willie-O and Philly-O with Donald Duck. This one is on my favorite Disneyland label, the Rainbow label. So on one side we've got "Goin' Quackers," and on the other side we've got "Vacuum Cleaner Hoses." And this, like I said, goes along with an LP, and that is the Goin' Quackers LP. And this one has those 2 songs. Goin' Quackers is side 1, track 1. Vacuum Cleaner Hoses is the last song on side 2. We've also got on here The Horses Run Around, Turkey in the Straw, Harris the Bullfrog, Waddlin' Crazy Guy, Dueling Quackers with Donald Duck and Goofy, If I Only Had a Brain, sung by Goofy, of course, The Fly and the Flea, On Top of Spaghetti, and a few other songs on there. So Goin' Quackers. This was released in MCMLXXX, so 1980. Walt Disney Productions, Buena Vista Distribution, Disneyland Vista Records. So there's proof that that both Disneyland and Buena Vista Records were basically the same group. All right, so now we've got a big stack of LPs. Of course, they're on the floor where it's hard to reach, so I'm going to get them all up here into my laps. And if you saw my video from earlier this week about the massive record haul from the Monroe Street Fair, this is about as big. So again, it's time for a lightning round on this one. So we're going to go through these pretty quickly. So we've got Disney's Children's Favorites, Volume 1. This is a recent acquisition from Half Price Books. And this one is on... oh, shoot. And of course it's not a cutout inner sleeve. Rainbow label. Not going to take them all out because most of these are in plastic sleeves. Then we've got another recent acquisition, Disneyland Records DQ1263. Learning to Tell Time is Fun. And on the back it's got a clock face. And originally this came with a couple of hands, clock hands, that you could attach onto the record sleeve and play along with and tell time with. And then we've got one of their collaborations with Sesame Street. So this is Rubber Ducky and Other Songs from Sesame Street, Disneyland Records DQ1334. Then we've got a few that I put into my video all about my Disneyland ride soundtracks. So we've got Country Bear Jamboree, number 3994. This was released in 1972. We've got Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you want to call it. Number 3937. There is not a date on the back of this one or on the front, but I just love that cover art. Pirates of the Caribbean has always been one of my favorite rides there. And then two others of my favorite attractions there are the Enchanted Tiki Room, and on the B side of this one is actually the soundtrack for the Jungle Cruise. So this is actually two rides in one. This is a reissue from 2019, so just 2 years ago. Originally released in 1968. You can still get this on the official Disneyland Records website. This is from the Vinyl Vault collection, as it says there on the bottom. Walt Disney Records. Walt Disney Records, it says there. And then we've got another one that I've shown before, the official album of Disneyland and Walt Disney World. This one has songs from around both parks from 1988. Then there's another one from the movies. We've got Cinderella. This was from 1963. And then this one is... Oh, that's not a Disney, but it's a Disney-owned property. House at Pooh Corner, Now We Are Six. So this one's not a Disneyland record. It is a Wonderland record, which I think is actually might have been a subsidiary of Disney Records at one point. I'm not certain on that one, so don't quote me on that. But then we've got back to the Disneyland records. We've got Disney's Merry Christmas Carols, record number 2514. Is there a year on this one? There it is. MCMLXXX. So again, 1980. And then keeping with the Christmas theme, we've got Disney's A Christmas Carol, or Dickens' A Christmas Carol, Walt Disney Presents. This one is record number 3811. Is there a year on the back of this one? And I don't see a year on this one. But it does have Merlin over here on the side as well. So that's a fun one. Let's see. Oh, there it is on the front, 1974. Alright, then here's another recent acquisition. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It is DWARFS, not VES. So they chose to make it plural with just putting an S on the end and not using the VE. This one was from 1969, so this is as old as I am. Then Disneyland record number 3990, we have from the Walt Disney Studio, the Nutcracker Suite. And this one does not have any Disney characters on the front, although it does have characters that are very similar to the dolls that you see in the It's a Small World ride, and some of the other art that was produced around that time. Let's see, is there a year on this one? There it is, 1970 on the front there. Then we have Disneyland Records. Oops, that's getting in the way of my chair's wheel. Let's move that forward just a little bit so I don't run them over. Okay, Disneyland record number DQ1342. Walt Disney Productions Mouse Factory presents Mickey and His Friends. And this one was also 1972, as it says there on the front. Let's see, and there's the back of it. Then we've got Disneyland Records number 1272. Walt Disney Presents Children's Riddles and Game Songs. This one, the year is not on the front. Is it on the back? There it is, 1964. Then we have another movie record, number 3904, Stories and Songs from Dumbo, with a couple of the crows there. One of these crows is named James, so Jim Crow. So 1965 was the release date on that one. Let's see, and there's the back. Then this one, I said it was a Disney property, and here is a Disneyland record that actually has Disneyland Records on it. Number 3813, Walt Disney Presents Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2. This one has some of my favorite lines in it. Like this one has the story of when Tigger got stuck up a tree, as you can just see there in those pictures there. The narrator had to turn the book sideways to narrate him down from the tree. Sebastian Cabot narrated, Sterling Holloway as Winnie the Pooh, and Paul Winchell as Tigger. So these are the original voices recorded. Let's see, released 1974 on that one. And then the next one, we have one of the older records in the collection, number 1308. Another movie one, Disney's 101 Dalmatians in story and song. Let's see, there's the year 1963 for that one. And then we have Buena Vista record BV 4026, Walt Disney Presents Mary Poppins with Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke. This one is only a one disc, but it is a gatefold. We've got 8 tracks on one side and 9 on the other, and there's Stay Awake, track number 9 on side 1. And then we have another Walt Disney Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree. Now this is the one where he floats up in the balloon, which is why he's on a balloon there, pretending to be a rain cloud. And this one led to us saying, whenever it gets kind of cloudy around here, tut tut, it looks like rain. And this was released in 1965. There's one more that I missed in the big stack. This is Walt Disney Records The Jungle Book, a mono version, ST3948, released in 1967. This one has the book as well, and it's on the purple label. And the last Disney record that I'm going to show today is number 3801. Is there a year on the back of this one? There is not. Is it on the front? There it is, 1971. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is really good for this month, coming into the spooky month. So here we go with a spooky story from Disneyland. So let's see, we've also got The Legend of Rip Van Winkle on the other side. So we've got Sleepy Hollow in story and songs. On one side, on side 1, we've got Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman. Side 2, Legend of Rip Van Winkle, A Sorry Disgrace, and What to Do. Side 1 is Don Ray and Jean DePaul, and side 2, Rika Owen Moore does all 3 of those items. Based on the Washington Irving stories, an 11-page book of full-color illustrations as shown here. So if it was still in the shrink wrap, you'd be able to see samples of the storybook that's inside there. So there we have it. We have a whole bunch of Disneyland memorabilia and records. I'm trying to find more. I'd love to complete this collection of Disneyland records, especially the Disneyland Rainbow label. It's not going to happen for a very long time because they put out a lot of records. The next one that is on my list to get is also appropriate for this month, and that's the soundtrack to the Haunted Mansion ride. That one was reissued recently as a picture disc, and it's also been reissued as a standard black vinyl. I'm not sure which I'm going to get. I need to get a couple of more checks coming in first before I spend some more money on these. But that's what I've got so far on all the Disneyland recordings and Disneyland records. There's probably a few more in the collection that I didn't see. I went through the collection really quick tonight just to grab a whole bunch of them so I could get this recorded and put out before the rest of this week, which is also going to be very busy. That's what I've got today. See you next time.